Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with the Hangout and Highlight session on the Success Chronicles. And I'm so excited to have my guy, Mr. Donovan, Dr. Donovan Smalls, on with this great guy doing some great things. And so, first, I just want to say thanks so much for hanging out and being on the Success Chronicles.
I appreciate you, Chip. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. It's been a while. It's been on before, and it's cool to see how all of us have had growth. We're all doing things of service, all striving to live, go get it, if you will, and just doing some amazing things to give service. So, congratulations to you on the amazing things you have going on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And it's funny when people talk about the pandemic and a lot of the negative things. And for me, the first time we had a conversation on your podcast, I was talking more about sports and helping student athletes with life after sport. But the pandemic kind of shifted some things for me. And so now it's strictly school leadership now. So, all for the better, though, all for the better.
Good deal. Well, tell us a little bit about your background, so the audience will have an idea of who you are and what it is you do.
Yeah, man. So right now I am an assistant principal based out of New Jersey. I always tell people I never had the desire to get into school leadership or to be a teacher for that matter. So for me, I feel like becoming an educator was really a calling for me, and I answered the call. I was a person that was big on sports growing up, loved sports, and going into college, I majored in sport management. And so, trying to find my way, playing college basketball, transferring to a couple different schools, I ended up transferring to a school that didn't have sport management. And so my mom kind of gave me some great advice. She said, well, why don't you go into health and physical education, because it's similar to what you want to do. You love sports. You like to help people. And, reluctantly, I did. And honestly, I fell in love with being an educator and seeing the growth in students. And as my career progressed, just really taking that leap into school leadership, which again, never saw myself doing this, but I can say that I honestly love what I do, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
It's awesome. So good. I love how you talked about it being a calling. Me being a fourth generation educator, coming from church folk and and educators. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Church folk and educators. I would always hear them say that, it's a calling, and I didn't understand that or what that meant until I was in it.
Right.
And so it's truly a blessing to be able to first do that, but then also be able to be of service to others, because now it shows you that the things that you've been blessed to grow through have not been in vain. And so, there's a something new you got that you've been working on recently. You want to share about that with the audience?
Yeah, but so my book, Beyond the Classroom, helping aspiring school leaders navigate interpersonal and organizational complexities for greater instructional impact. So my book will be coming out January 18th of 2025. It's available for pre-order now on my website, but really the what birthed the book was my desire to kind of bridge the gap between theory and practice. So what I've learned is that a lot of school leaders, especially aspiring school leaders, might not get the practical experience of seeing what school leadership actually looks like. And so then when you get into the role of being a school leader, sometimes you might be blindsided in terms of how to navigate the complexities, right? And so I'm a firm believer that you cannot get instructional leadership right if you don't lead people in the organization well. So I'm big on interpersonal skills. I'm big on organizational leadership as a means toward improving student achievement. And so my book really unpacks the different complexities, the dynamics of school leadership, and really helping school leaders land that first leadership role and then thrive once they get into it.
I love that. Bridging that gap between theory and practice. I think it's a lot of things we can learn as far as the theories and the books and everything, but it's another
Mhm.
thing when you get put in the grease in the fire.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
another thing. Well, like, some of those things that you learn don't work for every school, or
Hmm.
some of those things, in the certain environment situation I'm in, they don't have what I learned. It needs to be implemented. So
Absolutely.
I love how you talked about that because I think it allows us to continue to grow and learn. What are some that, just saying that, what are some things that just maybe a couple skills that you think that it takes a leader to have to be
Mhm.
successful at doing that?
I think the biggest thing or the biggest set of advice that I would give is having a level of emotional intelligence, right? Like knowing who you are as a person.
Hmm.
I think first and foremost is the most critical thing because who you are as a person is going to be amplified once you become a leader. So if you're somebody
Hold
that
on, hold
is
on.
self-serving,
You gotta give them that again, Doc. Let's not wait a minute. Hold on. Let's not skip over that one. You got to give them that one again, Doc. You got to give them that
yeah,
one
yeah.
again.
Listen, who you are is
Yeah.
always going to come out when you become a school leader, right? And so I'm big on personal development because personal development, to me, in my mind, personal development precedes professional development. So I have to know who I am. It's going to come out in my leadership. If I'm somebody that is a servant leader, then I'm constantly going to be checking in on my teachers, on my students. How can I serve you? How can I help you? How can I support you? But if I'm somebody that's self serving, then everything that I do is going to be built upon what I can get out of the situation, making it transactional. How can I reprimand people for not doing what they're supposed to be doing? Well, the question I always ask is, are you providing adequate levels of support to meet the expectations that you have? Right. So all of that stuff matters. And I think you have to know who you are. That's number one before you step into that leadership
Yes.
role because it's going to test you. And as an educator, right? Like there are so many things that happen in a school day
Hmm.
that we really need to be grounded as human beings before we begin to lead others.
So good. Well, as we close and wrap up, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share with the audience where they can go follow you and check you out and show you some love with all the amazing things you have going on.
Yeah, man. So I am at Donovan Smalls, the number two, on all social media platforms. You can also visit my website at donovansmalls, the number two.com. And if you are an aspiring school leader looking to make that leap into school leadership and you might need a little bit more support, you can always book a discovery call with me and we can strategize and figure out how I can coach you and best support you along your journey.
Well, there it is. Well, Doc, again, I just want to say, congrats on all of the things that you
Thanks.
have going on, and thanks so much for taking the time to hang out and be highlighted on the Success Chronicles.
I appreciate you, Chip. Thanks as always.
Yes, sir. Well, again, thank you, and thank you guys for checking out this session. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.